We are here today on Country Pocket with Jill Barber. The new album is Homemaker, and the song you just heard is called Beautiful Life. Jill, what is it like curating not only a social media account with almost 12,000 followers, but a life in the public eye?
Oh, it's a lot of work. And, social media for me is a major double-edged sword. On one hand, it's great because it connects me to other people and other people to me. But yeah, it can be exhausting. I think anyone that's on the socials understands and knows and feels a bit of pressure to like put your best foot forward and celebrate the wins. And inevitably, the world you present through social media is sort of a distortion of reality. And so I struggle with that. And I just, in the song Beautiful Life, I really wrote it to remind myself that, you can post all these pretty pictures, but it does not tell the whole story. And there's a big difference between a pretty picture and what makes a beautiful life. And the beautiful life can be messy and chaotic and even ugly in parts, but it's deep and it's meaningful and it's real.
Yeah, you're very happy with your life.
Uh, well, that's a harder question to answer. You know, I'm really deeply grateful with have a lot of aspects of my life. Like I have my health, and I have two beautiful children, and I have a husband and a home, and you know, the, uh, but I think as human beings, we all long for things and struggle, and but generally, you caught me at a good moment. I'm pretty happy this morning on this day, chatting with you. Yeah.
Do you feel like social media is distorting the way that people look at their own lives? Like, especially younger people, are you worried about your kids going on social media one day?
In a word, yes, yes, I am. I mean, I'm really worried. I'm worried about all of us, and I I think we all have to get really literate with it and like really wise to it. And it can be, as we all see, like it can be a dangerous, oh, I don't know. It can be like, yeah, it can be very deceptive, I think. And comparing yourself to what the person you see, and especially now that you can like, there are all these face apps, and like the whole thing is just, yeah, we're kind of going down a dark path. Now, I'm not one of those people that like quits it and says we cannot do it. I just think, yeah, we're gonna have to really teach our kids how to use it and maybe recalibrate how we all use it.
Yeah, just to get personal for a minute here. A little more than a week ago, I started an account for work, you know, to put a business forward, and I'm not having to post myself or anything. So that is a huge relief that I'm not having to curate my own life, but I'm having to sort of curate aspects of my job. And I'm almost at 200 followers. It's picking up steam, and there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of people getting excited about what I'm doing, and I know that means I'm doing a good job, but at the same time, it is really nerve-wracking that I have all of this buzzing going on in my phone, and people who I'm making happy and I want to continue to make happy, and it's a very strange feeling. It's good and bad at the same time.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that. The content, you know, and people's attention span, and even just the way our brains are wired when we get those little likes or those comments, it's all like changing us. And I don't know if it's changing us for the better, and it's distracting us from important stuff and important in our real lives and life in general. Like it's anyway, yeah, it's all tricky. I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers.
Speaking of real lives, speaking of younger people, what does it feel like to have your kids looking up to you?
Uh, well, it's an interesting question. I mean, I have really my kids are amazing young people and both really strong individuals. And, I think they look to me, uh, speaking of home and being a homemaker, like I'm their home base. They all, like, they run around with their friends and they'll do whatever they want and be, like be these individuals, but they always return to mom because I'm a safe place for them. Am I always the perfect example to them? No. Am I always like the mom that I want to be in all occasions? No. Um, but I always do my best with them, and I try to impart the wisdom that I think I have to share with them, and I just try to be the best mom I can be while also being a human being myself. And I make mistakes, and they make mistakes, and we all roll with it. We have a lot of love at the end of the day, and that's what matters most. But I think they look up to me. They look to me for sure, and to my husband as guides. Although now that they're getting older, that's part of their job is to break away from us, and we're already seeing that happen a little bit too.
Yeah, I think you tackle that a little in Big Eyes that, you maybe aren't looking forward to them breaking away.
It's hard, right? And Big Eyes is this. Thank you for mentioning that song. It's a really special song that I wrote, inspired by my daughter, who she's younger. She's 7 now, and she'll like watch me put on makeup, and she'll look at how, like, I'll see her looking at herself in the mirror and think, oh God, like I just hope that I hope I'm not passing down any like baggage or any. I just hope I'm setting a good example so that she can grow up to be a really strong, confident person. And, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's uh it's a daily challenge. But she does, yeah, she loves to like dress up in my clothes, and um she likes to be around me, which is really nice. And but yeah, I see my kids growing up, and it's a bit scary, but it's also what we want to have happen for them too.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag when they grow up because when I grew up, I definitely, once the rockiness of the teenage years were over, you get to the point where you understand your parents as people, not as, you know, not as the gods who are providing you with everything in life, not as
Mm-hmm.
authority figures you want to rebel against, but, you know, people. And,
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that definitely, especially with my father, it changed the relationship, but in his case, in a really good way,
Good.
because I I understood him less as, yeah, you got a little smoke coming out.
Yeah, it's just an exhaust. All good. All good.
Okay, we're safe.
Yeah,
We're
we're
safe.
safe.
I understood him sort of as someone with better intentions than just someone who wanted to boss everyone around.
God, I hope my kids eventually reach that conclusion. I mean, sometimes I think that too. I'm like, yeah, they think I'm just like being mean if when I say no to something, but I'm actually doing them a big favor. They just don't know it yet, you know?
Well, let's hear Big Eyes, and we will be right back with Jill Barber and her new album, Homemaker.